What is up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to do a full mix breakdown of an acoustic performance that my friend Ben did for a TV show. I have the honor to be the audio engineer for a TV show called The Spiel, and sometimes I get to work with some really cool artists, in particular some really cool worship artists. And my friend Ben was on the other day, and he got to sing one of his originals. And I just really wanted to touch on it and just kind of show you guys what I would normally do with just an acoustic and a vocal, and just kind of dig into it. It's not a huge difference from what I do on a big live mix. Sorry, there's a fly, but there are some little differences, and so I just want to show you guys that. And I know you guys probably wanted to see a mix walkthrough, so. Yeah, check this out. So let's dive in. So on the show, really I don't have a ton of options. I can't always mic everything up. So we have a DI'd acoustic here, straight DI, and then we have his vocal. I used a DPA de facto for his vocal here. And first things first, you guys probably already see this. This is not automation. This is clip gain envelopes. So when we come in here, basically I took some of his spots where he was a little bit quieter on notes. Maybe he wasn't as confident. It was in the morning, so his vocals probably weren't as warmed up. And basically I came in and I just clip gained some spots that were too loud or too quiet, and I really wanted to pull them out so the compressor wasn't working super hard. And then afterwards I did a little bit of automation here, as you can see. I did a little bit of boost here whenever he starts to get really big, and then brought it back down there. And then kind of opposite with the acoustic, with the automation is I kind of gradually bring it down because he starts to really dig in there, and then bring it back up whenever he gets really quiet, just so we're not making the compressors work as hard on the mix. So on the vocal, you guys can see I have a billion plugins like I normally do, but really a lot of them are just doing small stuff. So we got split EQ, again, taking out all the plosives. Really, this is the best thing. So basically, if you guys have not seen this, if you guys are new, I use the split EQ has a transient and a tonal control. So basically, you can see this green slope is pulled down, and so basically, it's taking out the plosive sound that you get in like a live vocal mic, and it does the trick. It sounds better than anything else I've done. Waves tune. I don't have a ton of time to actually work on these mixes, so I will find the key, throw on an auto tune, and if I have to, I will go in and fix sour notes. Most of the time, I don't have to. Usually, we have some really good people on. I did not have to fix any crazy notes with Ben. Next, we have the SSL EQ, and for whatever reason, I went with the waves one, which is very abnormal for me. But we're taking out a ton of low end on the DPA de facto. It has a ton of low end on it, and which is good because then you can kind of shape it. But yeah, and then we're pushing a little bit of 10.4. We're taking out a little of 1.5. It looks like. And then we're taking out some 500, and then we're taking out some more low end at 300. So lots of low end being taken out, and I can just show you guys what that sounds like real quick. Let's take off all these plugins, and we'll just give his. Let's go here, actually.
And for so long I thought I'd done what you call me.
And so here's with the EQ off.
For so long I thought I'd done what you call me to.
So you guys can hear a lot of mid-frequency buildup, not a ton of clarity. And so when I then put this EQ on.
And for so long I thought I'd done what you call me to.
And then again, we'll turn it off.
And for so long I thought I'd done what you call me to.
So just, a few simple EQ moves, a high pass filter, cleaning it up already, but I wanted to take it even a step further. So of course I go to the F6. You guys all know it's like one of my favorite plugins. Or if you're new here, then, well, now you know. Basically, the F6 is phenomenal. It's a really cool EQ plugin, but it's a dynamic EQ, and so I'm really using that to my ability here because I didn't really want to. I didn't really want to take a lot of this low end of his voice, like the manliness sound of his voice, but only when it built up to a certain extent. So here's with it out.
And for so long I thought I'd done what you called me to.
And then here's it with the in.
And for so long I thought I'd done what you called me to.
So super subtle, but it's just these buildups here at a 1K and around 250. I noticed it was just a lot across the entire performance and on that microphone. So it did what I wanted it to do. Next, we're hitting it with an LA2A.
But somewhere along the way I lost my sight of you. Oh, but now I see.
And we're only catching the peaks, really. Like this is really not doing much. Like I think at most it hits like 2 dB of gain reduction. We're doing most of the compression on the 1176 here.
I'm so tired of getting wrapped up in the motions of religion.
So we're doing like 5 to 7, and it looks like I did a terrible job of gain staging this because there's a huge volume boost, which I'm sure you guys heard. So that's my fault. That's not a typical thing that normally happens. I was probably mixing very quickly. But we're doing about 5 to 7 dB of gain reduction on average, and we're at 4 to 1. And yeah, the 1176 always sounds good on vocals. I don't know what else to say about it. So
traditions put in place.
And then last but not least, on the compression stage, we are using the C6, and this is just evening out. So on a live performance, the vocalist is usually moving back and forth a little bit. They're not, it's not like a studio where they're super consistent. And they're in the same spot where they're singing at all times. There's a lot more variables, especially because in the studio, you have this nice condenser mic with a good room. That's not always the case with a live performance. And so what a C6, type of compressor does, where it's a multi-band compressor, is it's actually going to basically try to keep the amount of lows to highs of their voice a lot more consistent, because whenever you back away from a mic, you're going to get a lot more high end, and then when you get closer, the proximity effect, you're going to get a lot more low end. So this is a C6 pretty much lands on into every live vocal that I do because of that fact.
Used to make us feel like we all fit in. But maybe all you want from me is just to spend time on my knees.
So you guys can see here, it's pulling down some of that low end whenever he gets really close, and then it's pulling down some of that high end, just to make his voice sound as even as possible across the board. And then we're gonna hit it with the DSER. Yeah, that's pretty simple. I don't think you guys need to see that. And then I love to hit it with Soothe, and I noticed that his vocal was just getting a little bit harsh. So I found this little vocal warmer setting and then just adjusted the depth to my liking.
Maybe all you want from me is just to spend time on my knees without a cry.
So super simple. And then on the acoustic guitar, we got the SSL channel, taking out some high end, taking out about 1K. Taking out 500, taking out some more low end. Sometimes I don't do this. It just depends on the acoustic. And so I'm actually a little bit surprised how much I took out. And then we're hitting it with the LA3A, great compressor. And then I'm hitting it with the stereo maker. So we recorded this mono. So I'm just going to show you guys this real quick. So that's the sound, right? A full acoustic, but I wanted it to sound stereo just to give more of a stereo feel to the mix, and then for his vocal to cut through the middle. So Stereo Maker just took care of that, no problem. So Yeah, if you guys have, if you guys need like a free version of this, the wider plugin is super sick. And then after that, I'm using F6 again because of course I am. And it's just doing some simple EQ adjustments. Again, trying to keep the performance as consistent sounding as possible. So you guys can see when he really digs in, then those EQ points that I've set really start to get pulled down, so that it really emphasizes the consistency of the mix. For the reverb, I am using Valhalla Vintage Verb, and we're using it on plate mode, 1970s 2.65 seconds. We'll just give this.
Set aside.
So that's kind of the vibe of the reverb there. And then I have this wider plugin that I was talking about. I just wanted the reverb to sound even wider. I wanted it to get out of the center. I wanted the vocal to be prominent. And then we have a little bit of an EQ afterwards because like I really want the vocal to really take up this EQ range here, not the reverb. I want the reverb to kind of fill in around it. So that's why we have a lot of lows and highs cut on the reverb, just to make it sound and feel more natural. Yeah, so pretty freaking cool. And then you guys are probably seeing this right now too. Let me get rid of that plugin. A bunch of plugins on my master here, on my mix bus. We're hitting it with a tape machine as always, and then we have the NLS bus. Decided to go with the Spike. I'm usually a mic guy, but I went with Spike this time. It sounded really good. And then we have the SSL bus compressor.
It's just devotion you're desiring. Devotion you're desiring.
Really just hitting a couple dB of compression. And then these are some, I'll be honest, these are some Luke Hendrickson presets that I have used for quite some time. He loves this harmonic maximizer and the sonic maximizer from BBE. They sound great. I don't really use them that much anymore. Every once in a while, if I can't get the type of saturation or the type of like sparkle or sound that I'm looking for, I'll throw these on. And I think I just decided to throw those on because I felt like it. And then we got a little bit of a boost at 8K with the Puke Tech, Pultec EQ, and then we're using the L2 as our final limiter. So I'm just going to, we'll just take all these off real quick, and I'll kind of show you. I'm going to leave the limiter on just for the volume, but I'm going to show you guys what this all does because it's pretty great. It's all pretty subtle, but makes a difference, right?
And all agendas set aside. It's just devotion you're desiring.
So sounds pretty sick. One thing that I really wanted to do with this song is I really wanted to make it sound and feel as natural as possible, which is hard to do because I like to err to the side of like making things sound polished and finished and stuff. So let me know if you guys think did I do too much? Did I do too little? Is there more I could have done? Probably, but lack of time and always kind of gets in the way. TV, whenever you're doing stuff for a TV show, they have hard deadlines. They do not care. They do not care how close you are, how long the mix is coming. And so one thing I really wanted to do with this song is I wanted you guys to listen to it in full because this song has not been released yet. He is working on it. We're working on it. I've been trying to get him in the studio to do some sort of live performance for this for a while. So I am just going to play the full song from the spiel. And I just want you guys to sit down and listen to it. I actually have the video here, so I'm going to throw that up here just so you guys can watch it while this plays through. And I do believe there's a little bit of compression from the video export, and that's the audio I am taking. So just with a grain of salt, I know what we just listened to was coming from the DAW, but the audio has been transferred a few times now, and as you guys know, that can sometimes affect it. So it may sound a little bit thinner, but that's just part of it. That's just part of the deal. So I'm going to hit play, and we're all just going to listen to this, and I think that's how I'm going to end the video. Mixing cheat sheet down below if you guys want a free mixing cheat sheet for live worship recordings. Absolutely free. Pick it up. It's really phenomenal starting points. Hold on. I just want to say one more thing before I hit play. This song is really special because I think it reveals a lot of thoughts and feelings that a lot of us, either if you're working in a church currently or if you have worked in a church, that we've had. And whether you're feeling a certain way about church or about working for a church or whatever it is, this song speaks to a lot of that. And so I really wanted to sit down and play it at the end of this video because I wanted it to be very thought provoking for all of us, to kind of just remember what the goal of what we're doing is, like, and what it's all about. And just a general reminder of why we're creating music for the Lord, why we're singing to the Lord, why we're worshiping him. So, just sit back and enjoy this and listen to the lyrics and let me know what you guys think. And send some encouragement to Ben to actually finish this freaking song so that we can get a real recording out, because I think people need this song. And I think you will too after I play it.
It's Ben Ottolini. This is a song I wrote this past year. Just went through kind of a wild season. A lot of transition in my life, on staff at a church to, just a whole other season. And this song kind of came out of that and sort of realizing what the most important thing is and kind of putting that first, if that makes sense. So that was probably too much, but I'm Ben Ottolini. Here you go. Cool.
I'm so tired of singing songs because I have to, playing every single note the way the tracks do, always going through the motions just to see the other side without seeing you. All those years I waited just to see you break through, but maybe I became the wall put up to stop you. And it was time to step aside and fix my attitude, that I might hear you. Cause I'm so tired of getting wrapped up in the motions of religion, traditions put in place to make us feel like we all fit in. Maybe all you want from me is just to spend time on my knees without a crowd, so I can find my crown. And for so long I thought I'd done what you called me to, but somewhere along the way I lost my sight of you. Oh, but now I see you're guiding me right back to the heart of worship. And I'm so tired of getting wrapped up in the motions of religion, traditions put in place to make us feel like we all fit in. Maybe all you want from me is just to spend time on my knees without a crowd. Oh, and all agendas set aside, it's just devotion you're desiring, devotion you're desiring. So come and reignite in the fire. I give my life back as an offering, my life back as an offering, and all agendas set aside. It's just devotion you're desiring, and devotion you're desiring. So come and reignite the fire, and I give my life back as an offering, and my life back as an offering. 'Cause I'm so tired of getting wrapped up in the motions of religion, these traditions put in place to make us feel like we all fit in. But through the years I see you shaping me into the one you created me to be. And I need you desperately. I need you desperately.